Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to be looking at how to select objects in PowerPoint. Okay, so I've gone ahead to create a 3 shape with a text box so you can fully understand this. Okay, great. So the first method I'm going to show you is how we can select objects by simply left clicking on the canvas and dragging. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. If I need to select all these shapes right now, all I need to do is to left click outside of all the shapes. It should be outside, so on the canvas. So you can see I left click now. When I left click and I move the mouse by dragging, a box is showing up. Okay, so as this box is showing up, if it covers any object, that object will be selected. So if I need to select that text box which I've written shape in, if I need to select it, you can see right now that shapes is covered. When I let go of the left click now, shape will be selected. As you can see, shape is selected. So let's deselect that. Click outside to deselect. Now what I want to do next, I want to select shapes and this circled orange color. I want to select that. So I have to click outside like this. So I've covered the shape. Now I have to cover the circle too. You can see the circle is covered. So you make sure any shape you're going to actually select should be inside of this box. Okay, great. If I let go of the left click, you can see the tool is selected. So let me show you something. It's possible that you can make mistake while doing this. Maybe you put your cursor around here, you left click on the canvas and you start dragging. If you look at this has not covered the circle. Can you see it? It didn't cover the circle. It didn't even cover the shapes too. So a safe way is to drag outside of the shape, like create a little distance away from the shape, just like this. You left click and you drag. Can you see? That way you'll be able to cover that shape. That's amazing. Okay, the next challenge, I'm going to select circle, text box and the star. Okay, I don't want to select this rectangle yet. To do that, I can do it from the top. I can do it from here, provided that I master how to do it. Okay, so let me do it from this side since we've been doing it from here. So left click here. So if you left click here, you'll be covering this rectangle, but we don't want to cover the rectangle. So we have to left click around here so that the rectangle is not covered. Then you make sure that the square is covered, so the distance where you're placing it. So if I place it here, left click here and drag. So if you like this now and move like this, you can see as I'm moving, I've covered the star. Now you see I've covered all the 3 shapes. You can see that. So if this is what I want to select, let's go of the left click and the 3 shapes will be selected. That's amazing. Great. Okay, now let's look at how to select all the 4 shapes. So to select the 4 shape, I can do it from here. Just click outside and drag it down. Okay, that's how to do it. Or you can left click from the bottom and drag it up. So that way you'll be selecting all the shapes. Okay, now you can see now when you select the 4 shapes, you can actually change the color. The reason why you're selecting 2 or more objects, so that you can actually format it or even bring them together, like group them together. That could be the reason. So let me show you something so you understand this better. Let me select this rectangle and this star. So I'm left clicking from here and dragging to this place. Now the two shape is selected. I want them to have the same color. So if I want them to have the same color, I select it like this. Then you come to shape fill, click on shape fill, just hover your mouse on it. As you can see, they are both having the same color. So let me select the green as in 6. You can see that. Great. If I want these shapes, this text box too, to have a color box around it, I could also select it. Okay, so let's see how to do that. I want to select this shape and this circle together. So I can left click here and drag around this like this. Then go to shape fill. Now, so let's hover mouse on it. You can see now. When I hover the mouse on it, you can see. So if this is the one I want, I can click on light blue. That's amazing. Okay, great. Okay, now so I've shown you one way to actually select using the left click and dragging on the canvas. So you left click and you drag on the canvas. That's the one we've done now. So there is yet another method that can also help you in case if you don't fully get how to master this properly. So if you don't get the mastering of this, there's another method you can use to actually select objects on the canvas. Okay, to do this, okay, well, if we're going to select, let's say we want to select this rectangle and this star. If we need to select the two shape, the first thing you need to do is to select the first shape. Okay, so let me select, you can select any one of it. Select the first shape. Good. The second thing you need to do, press down your shift key, or you can also use control key, either of the two. So if you press down the shift key, then left click on the second shape. Left click on the second shape. That's all. When you are done left clicking on it, you can let go of your shift. So if you click outside, you will deselect the two selections. Okay, like this. If you click outside, you deselect it. Now, if you need to select 3 objects, select the first object, hold down shift or control, any of the two. Hold down shift, select the second shape by left clicking on it, select the third shape by left clicking on it. That's all you need to do, and the shape is selected. When you're done, let go of the shift key. That's amazing. Great. Okay, so now let me show you how to select all the 4 shapes. So click outside to deselect. So to select the 4 shapes, select the first one, press your control or shift, left click on the second shape, left click on the third shape, left click on the text box. You can see all the 4 shape is selected, and remember the text box is also a shape. Okay, great. So now after selecting your object, you can group them together to look like one object. Okay, you can group them together. If you need to group them together, you use the shortcut key Ctrl G. You press Ctrl down and you press G. Okay, so let's try that out. Ctrl G. Great. Now you can see now that earlier there was box around all the boxes. So let me undo that so you see it. Ctrl Z. You can see we have box around all these shapes. But when I group them now, they now have a single box around all the objects. You can see that. This tells you that they are actually grouped. So as they are grouped together like this, if I go to shape fill now and I add shape fill, it means it's going to change the shape fill for all the shape as they go. So let's look at that. You can see it. If I select this, they will have that. If I go to shape outline and increase the weight, they will all have that. Can you see? Now if I change the color of the shape outline, they will all have the same color. You can see that. That's amazing. Okay, so now the next thing I also want to show you, after you have grouped objects together, you can individually change the color of each color while they are still grouped together. Okay, so if you need to do that, let me click outside first to demonstrate that to you. First, select the grouped object. Click on it one time first to select the group object. While the group object is selected, any object you want to format, select that object the second, click on that object. So I want to select this circle, so let me click on the circle. As I click on the circle, you can see a box is showing around the circle right now. That means we have only select the circle out of this group. So now if I go to shape fill now, I can do something to that circle. So can you see that? Can you see? That's amazing. Great. Okay, now so while in the group, while this one is selected, if I need to select rectangle, all I need to do is to now click on rectangle to be selected. If I need to click on this guy star, just click on it one time. Okay, so let me deselect now and show you that again. So if you need to select a shape that is grouped, all you need to do, click on the grouped shapes first, then secondly click on the exact shape you want to format. So let's say this shape now, star, you click on star second time like this, that star will be selected. So after grouping something, if you later decide to delete it, maybe you no longer need it, you can actually do that. All you need to do, while the shape is selected like this, you can press your backspace and it will actually remove that shape or that object from the group. This is amazing. So now let me show you the last one, which is selecting all. So that's the last one I want to show you. So before I show you that, I want to ungroup this. So the shortcut we use for grouping is Ctrl G. Anytime you want to ungroup what you have grouped together, you have to press Ctrl Shift G. Okay, press Ctrl Shift G. As you can see now, a box is around all the shape. It means they are no longer grouped together. If I click outside now, I can select them one by one. Left click, you can see left click. So they are now on their own. That's amazing. Great. Okay, now so if I need to group them together, now using this, I'm going to use a shortcut key. So all I need to do is to press Ctrl A. So if I press Ctrl A, now everything on that slide will be selected. Since we are currently on slide 2, as we press Ctrl A on slide 2, it's going to select everything. Now I want to show you something. The ball game will change if it is like this. If I click on slide 2 and if I press Ctrl A, this time around, it is not what is on the slide that will be selected. It is all the slides from this slide pane that will be selected. So let me press Ctrl A. As you can see that, you can see slide 1 and slide 2 is selected. Okay, let me make this obvious by duplicating these slides. So I'm selecting slide 2 and pressing Ctrl D. Okay, I can also select 2 slides together. If I want to select 2 slides together, select the first one. If you use the same strategy I used before, select slide 1, press your Control down, or you can even use Shift. So if you use Control this time around, you can select them like individual slides. Select this one. While holding down Control, click on the second slide. Okay, so it means this and this is selected. If you press Ctrl D now, you can see now those 2 slides are duplicated. Great. Okay, let me now quickly show you the shift one. So if I select this slide 1, I hold down my shift and I come to slide 4 while holding down shift. It means slide 1 to slide 4 will be selected. Great, you can see that. Let me deselect. Now click on slide 1 back. Okay, if I want to select from slide 3 to slide 5, okay, all you need to do, select slide 3 or slide 5, hold down shift and click on the last slide. That is how to select this slide. Now if I need to duplicate these ones too, all I need to press is Ctrl D. You can see now we have 8 slides. Okay, let me click on slide 1. If I want to select all the slides on the slide pane, all I need to do is to press Ctrl A and all the slides will be selected. Okay, so this could happen to you. You could make mistake in doing this. Maybe you actually wanted to select what is on the canvas and then mistakenly you select a slide like this from the slide pane and you press Ctrl A. This will only select all the slides. But if that is not the case, let's say you want to select what is on slide 4. Okay, so first thing, click on slide 4 and then click on the canvas. That way is the canvas that is active. So if the canvas is active and you press Ctrl A, whatever is on the canvas, that is what will be selected. That's amazing. Okay, so we've done an amazing job so far. Well done. I give you kudos. So I'm going to see you in the next lesson. Have a nice day.